They were beautiful.
Somebody's recording us, so be careful.
So Steve, that's what I would ask. Is that okay if we record this time for, we've got 44 people on, but I think there might be some people who weren't going to be able to join us.
I'm showing 17 on my end, so maybe registered, but I would wait to start the recording until we actually get going so that they don't have a lot of dead space.
Oh, we're all talking and chit chat, and that's part of what we all need. The socializing is the same thing.
Do you want me to start early, or are you ready for me to go?
No, we can give people some time in here too, to join in, because it's not quite 1 o'clock yet on our side. I did have somebody, we're in office, so we do have some agents who will be coming in. They just said they were late during this time. So Susie's writing an offer, and Maureen was on her way. So I know that they were coming, and
I know some of my agents are coming, but they usually they'll be here between 1 and 1:05.
Realtor time.
Right, they're on realtor time.
Yeah, there are definitely people. We had 44 register, so they are all logging in, and you were halfway there.
So little bit
we're
of
not going to wait for everybody.
A little bit of housekeeping out there, everybody. Michelle will introduce me. I'm Steve Black. I'm going to be your facilitator for the training part of today. There is a 4-page worksheet that goes along with this session, and it's in the chat box. If you haven't printed it off, now would be a good time to print that off, or at least grab 4 pieces of paper that are blank. Thank you so much. Also, if you could enter into the chat box your name, your cell number, and how many years you've been in real estate. I'm going to send you a 54-page ebook on how to network your way to success. You're going to really enjoy it. And I deliver that via text. So put your name, your cell number, and how long you've been in real estate in the chat box, if you would. Thank you. And if you all make me a co-host so that I can share my screen when we get started, that would be terrific.
We're supposed to text him, put in our name and our cell, I think, and he would send us this ebook.
Okay.
50-some page ebook, but I don't have it here. Thank you.
You want me to put them in for you on here?
Can you? And then he said to make
Anne Marie and Michelle, what I'll do also, if you have like a spreadsheet roster, that makes it even easier for us, where we can just send the follow-up and then send the ebook, copy and paste. It makes it easier. But this also helps me, everybody, so I can sort of as a check-in, and also so that I can take the session up or down based on your experience level.
Yes, Steve, I have everybody that's been registered.
Okay, perfect.
So that will work.
That's a great report to send over as well.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. As people will be logging in, certainly, but respectful of your time as well as the hour that we've told people this would be. So, Steve, thank you for joining us. If you guys have, some of you may have attended something that he has done for Weichert in the past or a year or so ago. National speaker and coach, and he's here to help us to see how to jumpstart our year and work our magic on social media. So take it away, Steve. Oh, by the way, I did go ahead and say that multiple participants can share, so you should be able to. There you go.
All right, let me turn my camera on. And I do appreciate all of you having your cameras on. That helps us to have a much better session. I'm going to try to make this as fun and as interactive as possible. If you don't have your cameras on, please do turn them on. I don't care what you look like. I just want to be able to have you raise your hand and engage with some thumbs up. First thumbs up. Can everybody see my screen? Awesome. So a little bit about myself. My name is Steve Black. I'm a nationally known speaker and real estate trainer. I've been doing this since 1994. I'm licensed in Florida, though I don't sell at this time. I just help other agents. And 5-star rated on Facebook. I'm best known for the Success Summit seminar that toured the country over the last decade, where agents would show up for the day in a hotel or a conference room. That hundreds of them would show up and in a paid event, and they loved it. That was all taken away during COVID. So I moved everything online, and it's been incredible. And that goes to show you that God will send you every opportunity in your life, gift wrapped in a problem. And as you know, we're in global pandemic and people not being able to travel, restaurants not being open, people not going out like they used to. It's imperative that you learn what I'm going to talk about today, because the old normal isn't coming back anytime soon. And in our 1-hour session today, you're going to get some great ideas on how to make more money in 2021 and beyond. Who'd like to make more money than they're making? Could I see a raise of hands?
Raise your hand.
Come on, everybody get your hands up. Money isn't everything, but it'll help you suffer more comfortably in a better neighborhood, right? All right, so let's jump into this. If everybody will go to the worksheet, and at the top of the worksheet, now, if you don't have the worksheet, there is a link for it in the chat box, but at this point, I would just encourage you to just grab 4 pieces of paper and go from there. Let me recopy that link as well. Hopefully this will work. All right, that one might not work. Hold on. Put this here one more time. Workbook. All right. And write down my social media handle. My social media handle is @ Steve Black Speaker. And I just put that in the chat box. And that's our first lesson of the day, believe it or not.
That's Steve.
Do you have a branded social media handle across the major networks? Anne Marie, when I meet with agents, I say, how do I connect with you on Facebook? It's like, well, on Facebook, I'm hot Virginia Gal 84. I'm like, we need to have a conversation, right? So it's really important. Everything counts. Has anybody out there ever done a deal with somebody and they had an inappropriate email? You're like, are you even a professional? So everything counts. When you redo your business cards, you're going to want to have one social media handle for Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Okay, so that's your lesson there. If we ever meet face to face, my business card says, follow me at Steve Black Speaker. And I do encourage you to connect with me so you can get more great training and more great ideas. I'd like to start today's session with our 12-month goal. You know, hopefully you've done a business plan. Who out there has put their business plan in writing? What you want to achieve over the next 12 months? Okay, only 3 of you. Okay, finish the sentence for me. Failure to plan is planning to fail, right? And Michelle and Anne Marie, you know, let's hold them accountable. Let's have them get something together over the next couple weeks about, you know, what the end game looks like, what their budgets are going to be. You know, it could be a simple 1-page or 2-page document. I'm actually doing a session on Monday, write this down, Monday, January 11th. It's called Game Plan for Success. And that's going to be with my monthly group coaching students. And it's going to walk people through their marketing and their sales plan. You'll get some good ideas today, though, that you can integrate. So 12-month goal, write down in the next 12 months, how much money do you want to make? How much commissions do you want to earn? 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. What's your goal? And put down a 5-year goal. I know that's a tough one, but you know, over the next 5 years, what would you want to achieve or accomplish in real estate? You know, that's $500,000, $1 million. Nobody put retired. We don't retire from real estate. I've got agents in Florida in their 90s making six figures, never showing houses, using the strategies that I teach to generate referrals. But, you know, how much money do you want to make in the next 5 years? Put down 2 90-day goals as well. The first 90-day goal I'd like you to put down is in the next 90 days, how many listings are you going to get? How many listings? Okay. And don't use wintertime as the excuse. Don't wait till April. People are marketing their properties now. You know, you've got the Georgia re-election going tomorrow. You got a lot of fear and uncertainty in the world. You got people that have lost jobs, have made the decision that they can no longer homeschool their kids, you know, in their 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. You need to get on the phone right now. You need to get on social media right now and generate listings. Does that make sense to everybody? Give me a thumbs up. All right. We are in times like no other time. So the traditional stuff goes out the window. Put down the second goal, 90 days from now, how much are you going to have under contract? So if you sold 2 $500,000 homes a month in January, February, March, you'd be putting a goal down of 3 million. All right. So put down how much you're going to have under contract 90 days from now. All right. Who sets some goals to do better than they're doing? Can I see a raise of hands? Who's looking to do better? I know Cecilia's looking to do better. Kimberly's looking to do better. Janet's looking to do better. Look, to do better, you have to do things different. Does that make sense? Because if you keep doing what you've been doing, what do? You get the same results. Anne Marie, a lot of people say same. I think you get less because the competition is always trying to get better. Like if you haven't learned how to do a really successful virtual open house, I have a 90-minute, what's that?
You better learn how.
You better learn how, you know, because that could be a huge generator. And I actually have as part of my training, I have this monthly group coaching. I have an incredible module on how to promote virtual open houses. And it combines, you know, step by step, setting up a Facebook event on your business page using Zoom. And what it does is it creates a registration process. Anne Marie, I have a 63-year-old agent. I only mention that because, you know, didn't grow up with tech. Did her first virtual open house. She got 54 people registered for it down here in Florida. She said to me off the record, she goes, Steve, I don't care if it ever gets back to the way it was, because in my traditional open houses, I only got about 8 leads. I got 54 people off of this. 2 months after doing it, Anne Marie, she had 3 listings and 12 qualified buyers from one event. But you got to know how to do it. And it's not just, you know, firing up a video. There's a process to it, and it's easy. And in my courses, I show people how to do that. But you're going to have to be willing to do things different if you're going to do better. So I want to give you 5 things to grade yourself on relative that I want you to focus on. At the end of 2021, I want you to be really good at these things, to have mastered these things. Number 1, put down Facebook personal profile. Number 2, put down Facebook business page. Number 3, put down video marketing. And everybody write down next to video marketing, write down FEAR. Who out there feels this way about video? I don't like the way I look, or I don't like the way I sound. Could I see a raise of hands? Amal, you know what I'm talking about. My coach is like, why aren't you doing more video to me about 4 years ago? I go, I don't like the way I look or sound on those live videos.
You're going to meet people anyway, and you can't change that, right? So might as well put it on video.
Michelle, you know the realtor that has the 30-year-old picture, and then they show up and they're like, wait, you aren't who I was talking to. But yeah, exactly, Michelle. You know, I told my coach, I'm like, I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I sound. And he's like, what don't you like? I go, I got a big head and a nasally voice. And he whispers in my ear, Michelle, that's how you look. That's how you sound. Yep. So what I'm saying,
change it between now and when you meet with them.
You know, and the reality is, you know, none of us are Brad Pitt, you know, but the reality is is that people don't care. They want transparency in marketing. And that's why this is the year of video, okay? Instagram, number 4, write down Instagram. And we'll talk about that today and the right way to use it. And virtual selling skills. You know, everything that I teach used to be optional. It's now mandatory since March of 2020. You know, doing a virtual open house, like Anne Marie says, knowing how to do a Zoom listing presentation for people that don't want to meet face to face. You know, knowing how to run Facebook ads so you can sell both sides of the deal. So anyways, we're going to go over all 5 of these today. I do talk fast, but I have a lot to cover. If you do have questions, enter them into the chat box. And I want to thank you again for those of you that already entered in your name, your cell number, and how long you've been in real estate in the chat box. If you haven't done that yet, or you were late on the call, just please go do that now so we can check in and know who's here and I can get you a gift. All right. So let's go to the second page. And if you don't have this page, just grab a piece of paper and draw a line down the top to the bottom. On the left side, it's going to be Facebook personal profile. On the right side, it's going to be Facebook business page. And I'm going to demystify how to use these properly. So on the left side where it says Facebook personal profile, write down it's all about relationships. That's what your Facebook personal profile is for. Agents that don't understand this, they decide they're going to do Facebook and they try to sell real estate off their personal profile. Once in a while, talking about real estate's totally appropriate on your personal profile, but you really want to be sharing pictures about life, pictures about family, pictures about travel, etc. When I got on the webinar, Michelle and Anne Marie were like, Steve, we see your pictures, you're traveling. Are you still in your RV? You know, we've kept the relationship going by being connected. Does that make sense, people? All right. So write down your Facebook personal profile, write down that's where you have friends. Write down you could have 5,000 max. So in my business success coaching program, the first thing that we do is you schedule a call to talk with myself or one of my coaches, and we ask you a question. How many friends do you have on Facebook? And if you're like, oh, I just use it I'm not into Facebook, I'm more face-to-face, or I just use it for friends and family. I've only got 50 friends, 200 friends. We're like, you got to go back and connect up with everybody. You should be connected to your clients. You should be connected to the attorney in town. You should be connected to your accountant. You know, write this down next to your friends. Write this down. Write down 10 to 15%. So somewhere between 10 and 15% of your friends, people you know, are going to move in 2021. So Michelle, if they know 100 people, 15 of those people are going to move. If they know 1,000 people, 150. It makes sense to be connected to more people. The more people that know you, like you, and trust you, the more homes you're going to sell. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up. And then here's the shocking number that should make the light bulb go off. Write this number down next to friends, 100%. Angelique, 100% of the people you know somebody that's going to move this year. Does that make sense? So they're either candidates for transactions or they're candidates for referrals. So we want to grow our friends. Once you have your friends, if you had 5,000 pieces of paper laying around, it would get really disorganized. You couldn't be efficient. So what we teach people to do as soon as they get with us is to put their friends into friends list. Write that down. This allows you to listen. Is it important to listen to your clients from 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago? Everybody shake your head vertically, because people move every 5 years. And all things being equal, Cecilia, they would love to do business with you. You might have sold their kids a house, their parents a house, and they would love to do business with you, but they don't know your phone number. They didn't know you were still in the business. So if you learn to embrace social media, you connect with people, and then you just post 80% life and write down 20% business, and write down next to 20%, tell your story. Tell your story about being in real estate. So Kimberly Harris, here's your story. You're out there previewing a property, you put a wine glass on the countertop and you say, hey, even after 20 years in real estate, my favorite thing is searching out properties for clients, found this really great townhouse, 2,800 square feet, well priced. Would you celebrate with red wine or white wine? And you have a wine glass on the countertop. And Kimberly, what happens? 50 of your friends jump in and they say, I want red, I want white. How much is it? Are you drinking wine already? I drink bourbon, I drink water. Where is it? Right, I drink Coke. But whatever it is, what you're doing is you're creating engagement. So let me just show you this in action. I'm going to take you into our workbook. This is the first course you do with me once you sign up for my program. And here's the thing. I'm going to offer 8 of you the opportunity to be with me in 2021 for 90% off of what most people pay. And the first course I always recommend going through is our course on how to use your personal profile as your Rolodex. Let me walk you through just some of the highlights. The first thing that you have to do is you have to set your profile up properly. And Michelle, I looked at a few of the agents' profiles while I was in the waiting room and I saw a big mistake. And the mistake was they listed here that they work at Weichert Corporate. Big no-no, because when people click on that hyperlink, they go to the Weichert page. They call the corporate phone number and they leave a voicemail for the corporate receptionist. Do you think she's really going to get you the lead? Probably not. She says, we've got 4 Kimberly Harrises that work with us, right? She doesn't know who to assign it to. So Kimberly, how you remedy that, you set it up that your employment is either your local Weichert office or better yet, your business page. You see Lisa here? People click here, they go to her page, they send her a message and Lisa's able to respond within 3 or 4 minutes. Does that make sense to you? Really important. How do you do that? We need to spend about 15 minutes together as part of this webinar, and let me teach you how to do that. The content strategy, we touched on it, the 80/20. So what are you going to be posting? You know, if you're out at a beautiful lake, you take a picture. If you're going in for surgery, you ask people to wish you luck. Look at this post that I did. I got knee surgery last year. Michelle, you saw my travels. Well, you saw the skiing I was doing. I blew my knee out. Wasn't a good thing. So I went in for surgery last June, and I had 400 people, give it a thumbs up. I had over 211 people comment. That's almost 700 people in my 5,000 person Facebook world that know I'm alive, know I'm out there, and are thinking of me. Does that make sense to you, everybody? And here's the great thing, Cecilia, and here's the secret, write this down, be a part of the conversation. Once you put something on social media, that's the start. And for some of you, that's where you're stopping. What you need to do then is monitor who's liked it, monitor who's commented. So I look here at Jerry, who I met at the HOA meeting 1.5 years ago, who casually mentioned to me that if his mother passes, who's ill, he's going to want to sell his place, sell her place, and move to the beach. Is this the perfect time to message Jerry? Everybody shake your head up and down. Right, Willie? I know he's not asleep. He's got his phone in his hand or his laptop in front of him. And what's the message going to be? Hey, Jerry, prices are at an all-time high. Do you want to sell? No. Willie, you would not do that at a cocktail party, and you don't do it on social media. You send him a message like, hey, buddy, thanks for wishing me luck. Hey, I've been meaning to call you. I have something important I wanted to talk to you about that's happening in your subdivision. I'm giving you a call right now. And now you call him, and Willie, you got him on the phone. You talk life, you talk about his mom, you talk about what's going on. And then you give him the information. I'm gonna give you a quick script here. You say, hey, Jerry, great to connect. I've been meaning to reach out to you. I don't know if you've heard, prices that are all-time high in your subdivision. Really important, always in your building, Michelle. Janet, prices are all-time high where you live, okay? That gets his attention. You say, I put together a CMA that details what's on the market, what's sold, what's under contract. A lot of people tell me my numbers are more accurate than what they're finding on Zillow and those sites. Would you like me to email you over a free copy? He says, I'd love to get it because I have some questions about a house down the street. I heard 3 different numbers. And here's the hook. If you didn't write anything else down, write this down. I have 2 versions of the report. One's for people making a move in 2021. One's for people not moving, but just want the data. Which one should I get to you? Michelle, how awesome is that? Because it qualifies him. He says, hey, Michelle, send me the one for somebody thinking of moving because mom passed. I'm definitely going to sell her place and I may be selling my place as well. And Mercedes, what do you have on your hands? You have a hot prospect. And write this down. Now you're going to take that online, you're going to go ahead and then do a Zoom meeting where you say, Jerry, let's fire up a Zoom. I just sent you my link. There's some things on the report that I want to show you that are happening that you'll be interested in that are not on the report. And Mercedes, write this down. You now have a virtual listing appointment. Okay. Because Michelle, they're going to get on the Zoom. They're going to show them some pictures, going to show them what they did recently for other sellers. And then they're going to show them a picture that says, hey, there's never been a better time to sell, a lot of uncertainty in the world. And they're going to get the listing right there and then. So the whole secret to social media is create leads, stay in contact, take the online conversation offline as soon as possible with a phone call or a Zoom. Does that make sense to you? You don't want to just text back and forth. You want to move it offline with a phone call or a Zoom. And younger people, I know you might not like to make phone calls. You like to text. This is the perfect time for a phone call or a Zoom. Because we know what happens, Elsa, when you start messaging people on social media, you're texting, and then all of a sudden you talk business and all you hear is crickets, right? It's harder to do that on the phone or via Zoom. And then I mentioned these lists. So what I always teach you to do first when you join up with me is to put your friends into lists. Now you do this from your desktop. You can see the workbook screenshot here. You just click that key, you come down here, you go create list, and you name the list. And then it shows you what to do, how to populate the list, all that. But I just want to give you today 6 lists that you want to create right now. Well, by the end of the day, once you get signed up with me, you'll have instant access to this. Write these down. You need a list of clients. You need a list of prospects. So your clients are the people, Anne Marie Clements, that you've sold over the last 30 years, right? And if you aren't connected to them on Facebook, here's your homework. Make 5 phone calls a day, leave some voicemails, make some phone calls. Say, John, I came across your folder. Let's stay in better touch. Just sent you a Facebook friend request. Leave it at that. But connect up with these people, then put them in the client list. For my agents that are new or haven't sold any houses, you're going to set that up anyways. And a year from now, you're going to have 15 deals. You're going to have 15 people. And what do you do in the morning? You come to my Facebook activity checklist that shows you things that you should be doing every morning on Facebook. Like one of my favorite things to do that gets real results is see whose birthday it is this week. Right, Michelle? And I don't wait till Thursday to wish you happy birthday. I call you on Wednesday and I sing in your voicemail, hey, Michelle, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. And Michelle calls me back and says, Steve, you made my day. How'd you know? I say, you're still my favorite client. Does that make sense to you? Give me a thumbs up. These are all so super simple, but only 10-20% of the agents are doing this kind of stuff. All right, you're going to want a list of SOI. That's your biggest list. That's a list of people, that's your clients, that's your family, but it's also people that know a lot of people. And for those of you that put your name and cell number in the chat box, I'm going to send you my ebook on networking your way to success. Network with people that know homeowners, insurance agents. The average insurance agent knows over 300 homeowners, has relationships. What if that insurance agent sent you 5 deals a year? Would that be a great thing? That's a $50,000 a year thing. You want to make 150,000, get 3 insurance agents to send you 5 referrals a year. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense to you. But the only reason, Janet, he's going to do it is because you're going to like pictures of him on the golf course. You're going to tell him his kids' Halloween costumes are cute. You're going to tell him the lasagna he made looks delicious. Because when you do that, he remembers, I have a friend, she's in real estate. Let me connect them up. Janet, you know who my favorite people are for your sphere? Divorce attorneys. Down in Florida, I live in St. Pete. Write my cell number down. If you guys ever come to Florida, I'll turn you on all the best stuff to do. Write my number down. My cell number is 407 790 1141. I just put that in the chat box if you want to save it. 407 790 1141. If you're coming to Florida, you let me know. I'll turn you on to all the best stuff to do. I know every nook and cranny of the state. What were we talking about? I forgot what we were talking about.
Divorce
right.
lawyers.
What were we talking about?
Lawyers.
Oh, down here in Tampa, Janet, you know what we call the referral deal? 3 deals, husband, wife, girlfriend. They call it house, condo. Janet, I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. So if I was an agent that was aggressive, you know what I would do? I would start with my attorney. I'd ask him, who do you know that's a divorce attorney? Who do you know that's an estate planning attorney? I'd get a warm introduction. And then I'd connect with them on Facebook. I'd connect with them on LinkedIn. I'd schedule a coffee. But that one relationship you establish could be worth what? 15 deals in the next 3 years? Michelle, what's that worth? 200 grand? But again, you have to get past your fear and get started. And I hope this is the year of yes. Everybody say yes. Say yes to health. Yes. Say yes to success. Yes. Who wants 2021 to be better than 2020? Could I see a raise of hands?
Yes.
You know, I live in Florida. I went to a beach bar when I got back from my RV trip, and I ordered 2 Coronas and 2 Hurricanes. The bartender goes, "That'll be 2020, sir." All right, but anyways, you want to connect with other agents that are local. And Michelle, as I've told you before, that's your recruiting strategy. Over the next year, you're connected to 200, 300 local agents. One of the things you do when you're having your breakfast is you like their post, you comment, they're announcing that they sold something. You're like, go girl. You're giving them more attention than their broker is. Guess what happens this time next year? They're calling you to interview. Does that make sense? And agents, when you're connected to other agents that are local, you will never have a listing expire. All right. You should never in this market where inventory short have a listing expire. Even if it's a little overpriced, if you get the word out in the right way to other agents, and what a way to deliver that, just through Facebook, through your list. Because what happens if you don't have people in lists? Facebook doesn't show it to those people, or you're showing your message about your price reduction to your cousin in Iowa. That's why we help Facebook along by helping them deliver the right message to the right person. You want to be connected to other agents that are out of the area, like agents in Florida, agents in Texas, agents in where people are moving to and where people are moving from. And you want to take the people in Fairfax, put them in one list. You want to take the people in Leesburg and put them in another list. You want to take the people in Sterling and put them in another list, because the marketing and the messages that people respond to, it's hyper local. Like I live in St. Pete Beach. If somebody's posting about something in Miami, I don't even pay attention to it, but they're posting about a classic rock band on the beach in St. Pete. And yes, our bars are open. But anyways, that catches my attention. I will be wearing my mask though. Okay. Anyways, that's your Facebook personal profile in a nutshell. And I encourage you to get, I got people messaging me, I want to do your program. Let me show you a little bit more, and then I'll open it up to 8 of you. I can't take everybody, just 8 of you. All right, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is your Facebook business page. So write down, instead of friends, this is where you get people to like your page. There is no 5,000 limit. Most of you probably have between 50 and 300 likes. In fact, at this point, tell me, how many likes do you have on your business page in the chat box? And if you don't have a business page, say I don't have one. But I'd like, we got 40 people here, 45 people here. Everybody put in the chat box, how many likes approximately do you have on your business page? If you don't know the number, just say not enough. NID, I guess that's no idea. 150, 130, 798. Okay, you're doing pretty good, Anne-Marie. 219. Okay. Well, listen, here's a goal for everybody. Write this down. By April 1st, you will have a page set up that looks great, has at least 1,000 likes, and you're going to have a lot of reviews right on Facebook. Okay? So by April 1st, you're going to achieve this. Write this down. By January 31st, I want you to have a content calendar set up. Let me show you what a content calendar is. So I use Apple devices, but I use the Google Calendar, which integrates with my phone, my computer. I just made that decision a few years ago to go with this. You could use, you know, the Microsoft Calendar. You can use Outlook, whatever. But anyways, like today I got dinged on my phone that, and so did all my clients, that today's the day that, you know, I might want to go on my business page, you know, and share something about me. Like, hey, everybody, want to let you know I'm healthy, happy, back in Florida, back from my RV trip. I want to just talk about New Year's resolutions. My coach has been working with me about, you know, the one thing I want to accomplish. And this is what my focus is. It's health. I've made some adjustments to my diet, my routine. Go ahead and enter in the comments. What's your one thing? But what you're doing is you're connecting with people on a human level. Does that make sense? Michelle, I think you're part of our program. You know, on your calendar tomorrow, it's time to do your monthly market update via Facebook Live. Write that down. If you're going to develop this calendar on your own, if you're not going to use mine, first 8 people to sign up with me get this calendar that they can upload. It's going to take you 10 seconds to upload, 30 minutes to customize. You're going to make it on your own. It's going to take you 30 hours. But you want to have at least once a month, a monthly market update. And what that does is that reminds people you're in business, you're delivering quality information on a regular basis, a consistent basis to your audience. And they know 5 realtors, but who do they think of first, Michelle? The agent who they listen to every month to find out what's going on in the market. Does that make sense, everybody? And then Willie, when you're at the coffee shop and you have a casual conversation with somebody about how's the market, have you had that conversation? You say, hey, that's it in a nutshell, but here's a link to my Facebook page. Every month I talk about the latest trends. Take a look at the one we did just 2 days ago. Again, you go from being the nice guy at the coffee shop to, boy, that guy's a sharp realtor. Another one you want on your calendar every month is to interview a local business person. So what my students are doing now that are in states like Virginia that are being affected by shutdowns, they're interviewing restaurant owners, Irene. So you go to your favorite, you know, Italian restaurant and you get Tony to talk about the 3 best things on the menu other than pizza. Tony is like, how much is this going to cost me? You're like, free. I just want to promote your business. And you know what he does, Irene? He sends you 3 or 4 clients this year, right? So you already are getting paid for your 15 minutes work. And then you know what, Irene? 8,000 people already like Tony's restaurant on Facebook, and then they learn about you. And now you're at the supermarket or you're at a restaurant and somebody says, you're the lady that did the interview with Tony. I loved it. By the way, I have a real estate question for you. And this is marketing in 2021, people. So you got to do things a little bit different. Interview salon owners. I had one lady that was dealing in the senior market. She interviewed a estate planning lady. You can interview your power partners like loan officers. You can interview title reps. I mean, I can give you a lot of really good ideas. And better than tell you about it, let's go to number 3, video marketing on our business, on our checklist. We already wrote down fear. You got to get past your fear of doing this and write down Facebook Live. That's how you're going to want to film them. You say, could I just record it and upload it? You could, but you're going to get 1/10 of the distribution for free that you'll get if you do it as a live. You're like, Steve, I don't know how to do a Facebook Live. That's what we're going to spend 90 minutes together, and I'm going to show you. All right. And you need video testimonials. So let me go to the class that you can have called Facebook Live. Here you go. So Facebook Live, let me highlight a few things for you. First thing, there's 4 places on Facebook you could do a live from. Write down the number one is going to be your business page. But Cecilia, what we teach you to do initially is do it from your personal profile with the privacy setting to only me. That way you get used to pushing the buttons, walking around the house with a camera in your hand, and nobody in the world sees it. Does that make sense to you? All right. There's 7 things that you need to do before you go live to make it a success. I will give you one right now. Write this down. Have a killer description. So Brad, imagine that my fiance has told me, Steve, you're a nice guy, but if you don't find us a house by February, I'm leaving you. I'm what you call a motivated buyer. Brad, you take a new listing right there in Fairfax. You say, hey, everybody, I'm just putting this in the MLS, but I want to give my friends on Facebook a sneak peek. You do a 15-minute Facebook Live. Says, great list, great townhouse, 2,800 square feet, under 600,000. I turn up the volume. And you know what happens, Brad? By about minute 6, I'm sending you a message. Can I come by for a showing at 3 o'clock? And Brad, you get both sides of the deal. You put $1.2 million on the board because you did a Facebook Live and you did it right. Does that make sense to everybody? Michelle, I see agents trying to do this, but 90% of the time they don't have a caption. Why am I going to turn up the volume if I don't know what it's about? Does that make sense? Everybody nod your head. All right. There's certain equipment you have to use. Now, here's the good news. If you have one of the newer iPhones or Droids, you're probably good to go on the camera side. But all of you should have a gimbal. You should have a lapel mic. I show you the right equipment to use. And there's certain things that you have to do to do it right so it gets shown to a lot of people for free. One of them, write down, make it long versus short. So you want to go somewhere between 3 minutes and 30 minutes. I know what you're thinking, Willie. I wouldn't watch a video for more than 30 seconds unless you're really interested in the topic, right? There's the nor'easter's about to hit. Willie, instead of sitting there watching the Weather Channel for 2 days and not getting anything done like most people, you're going to be the Weather Channel, Willie. You're going to go out there, put your coat on, say, hey, everybody, it hasn't started yet, but we know what's coming our way. Here are the three places in town that have generators. If you need a hotel or you have relatives that need a hotel, here's where they have locations. Here are the roads that are open. Here's the school closures and opening. You become the Weather Channel. Does that make sense, everybody? Timely, relevant, hyper-local, and they'll remember you. All right. What do you do after you ends? If you do these 6 things, you get 2,000 views instead of 80 views. If you're going to invest the time to do any marketing, let's do the last part, which is to amplify it with these things. So let me show you a couple examples of video in action. I'm going to go to this gal's page. She's been with me for about 4 years in my program that I'm going to invite you guys to join. When she got with me, she had nothing going on. She had been in real estate 32 years. Her business had been going down instead of going up. She was frustrated. She knew nothing about social media. Now she's a social media queen at her office. First thing, look, her page looks great. Write down video cover. So part of that April 1st goal is get a video together that showcases what you're about. Let me show you another gentleman. This guy's actually in Virginia, and my marketing team built this one for him at an additional fee. But look at this. He likes to deal with veterans and first responders. His marketing message appeals to him. Guess who gets the business from veterans and first responders? And he gets a lot of business from other people. So make your page look great. Number 2, we talked about get reviews right on Facebook. You just go to your review tab, you grab the link up here, and you text it to your clients. You grab this little piece of code that I just highlighted. Okay. Michelle, she had some nut job, a tenant write her a bad review a few weeks ago. Her rating had dropped to 4.3. First thing I did, I messaged her. I said, your rating has dropped. You need to go get some positive reviews. She did it. And now she's back at 4.9 instead of 4.3. Some of you are in a more precarious position. You've got 3 reviews. She's got 14. Angelique, you know what happens if you have 3 and you're 5.0 and a nut job writes you one? You're a 3. And that just cost you 20 grand because they were going to go with you, but they read something bad. Facebook is smart enough to adjust this. If you have a whole bunch, the bad ones don't affect you. So send that link to people. I want everybody, write this down, by April 1st to have at least 10 reviews on their business page, okay? And the third thing is I want everybody's page to have at least 1,000 likes. Both the pages I just showed you have over 5,000 people in the community liking their page. So when she does stuff, more people see it for free. The second benefit is she can use Facebook as the post office. Like Kimberly, when she does her monthly market update, she wants the people that she's known for 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, last year to get that message. So she pays Facebook, let's say $60, boost the post to people that like my page. And she's able to keep her name in front of the people that know her. And what do you think that happens, Michelle, along the way? Hey, funny, I saw your video today. I have a referral for you. My sister's going to be in town. Can you take her out? That's how it goes down. Anybody see some potential in this? Give me a thumbs up. All right. I'm leading you in the right direction. I had a guy the other day, Michelle, he says, well, I heard boosting posts doesn't work. I said, who'd you hear that from? He goes, Matt. I said, who's Matt? He says he works at the office. I go, is he really successful? He goes, no, he's not. He's kind of a bottom feeder. Everybody repeat after me. I won't take advice from anyone more messed up than I am. And conversely, when you could be with somebody, you know, me or anybody else, Tom Ferry, Brian Buffini, we're all good, that work with top producers and know what's going on and what's not going on, you're going to be successful. It pays for itself many times over. Anyways, the second advantage to having a lot of likes on your business page, everybody, is like Lisa, when she goes on a listing, somebody says, well, I'm thinking about going with Tony over at Remax. She pulls up his profile, says, is it this Tony? Oh yeah, that's him. I want to show you something. See this, Mr. Seller? He only has 175 people liking his page. That's the community of people when he takes his listing that he's going to market your house on Facebook to. I want you to look at my page. I have over 5,400 people. They look at her and they say, what's the big deal, Miss Social Media? She says, the big deal's this. Your house can sell for $575 or it could sell for $595 depending on the visibility it gets. Since my network is literally 40 times the size of Tony's, wouldn't it make sense to list with me so you can get top dollar? Is that a great script, Willie? It's a factual, non-sales. It just, you want to make more money? Write this down, everybody. WIIFM. That's all sellers and buyers care about. What's in it for me? Why should I do business with you versus the other 5 agents I know? Why should I buy from you instead of buying direct from the builder? What's in it for you is, okay. So that's a what's in it for me. We were talking about video. So I want to show you how she's using video in her business. Write down, first off, she does a lot of it. She goes live on Facebook probably 2 or 3 times a week. In the training that we'll give you, if you join up with us, we have the Facebook Live. Beyond showing you the buttons to press, we give you the strategy. So she spilled the beans. She came on as my guest and she shared 12 different ways she's used it to earn commissions. I'm going to give you 3 of them right now. So the first one I already gave you, which is do a monthly market update. Write that down. You're going to want that monthly market update from your business page via Facebook Live. What are you going to talk about? Get with your broker, Michelle, or whoever your team leader is, Anne-Marie, and get the stats or numbers that they talk about at sales meetings, and now you talk about it in your voice. Does that make sense to everybody? This is why your social media can't be outsourced. I mean, automated stuff from other people, that's okay. But what they really care about, Kimberly Harris, is you talking to me about, hey, if you're here in Fairfax, you just got a little bit richer. I'm going to be with you for about 10 minutes. I'm going to show you why. Boom. I'm listening. And then I'm like, hey, can you tell me what things are like in my building? All right. So second one I love, virtual open houses. When we do open houses, we do them in conjunction with Zoom and Facebook Live. And in my course on virtual open houses, I show you step-by-step on how to not only broadcast and get thousands of views, but to gather their data. She did her first one. She got 54 registrations. You know how many people she had in 30 years coming to regular open houses? An average of 8. She says sometimes it was a lot less. And I'd always break a nail and get a couple signs stolen. She goes, Steve, I hope COVID doesn't end because I'm killing it with this strategy. And the third one, this is for those of you that are a little shy, write down interview people. So Mercedes, you get with your title rep, you get with your loan officer, you get with the guy who owns that Italian restaurant, and people get used to seeing you talk to credible people. But you know what? Their audience learns about you. You're putting out content and you don't have to come up with it. One of my favorite ones, who would rather sell $2 million homes than $200,000 mobile homes? Could I see a raise of hands? John, it's an intelligence test, right? You're on commission. Either sell more units or sell more expensive, or as I recommend, do both. So one of the strategies that you could utilize to leap into the luxury market is put content out that the luxury market cares about. So John, if you come down to Florida, we'll go fishing. We only have a couple hours. We'll fish for some trout or some redfish offshore. If we have all day, we'll take my big boat out. We'll go out into the Gulf and fish for marlin or grouper or one of the big fish. But if we go out there, we got to use different bait. If you're going to catch the big fish, you got to put the right bait in the water. Here is the bait. Everybody write this one down. Creative ways to finance your jumbo loan. Who's gonna watch that one? Somebody that's looking for a jumbo loan. So let me just show you a couple seconds of it. I don't know how this is going to play because this isn't my Zoom and I don't have one button.
Hey, happy Monday, everybody. This is Lisa Hill, and today is Mortgage Mondays, and I'm here with Patrick Lewis. How are you today, Patrick?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about creative ways to finance jumbo properties. And by jumbo properties, I mean, because the loan amounts and all that kind of stuff. So, you know what, Patrick, I'm going to turn it on over to you.
Sure. That's a quick intro. Thanks.
So you get the gist. But there's a lot of questions like, Steve, how do you broadcast so that the names are in front of it? If I told you that we broadcast not only to her page, but his page, double dip the chip, twice a promotion, twice as many people. You're like, how do you do that? Well, we need to spend more time together. But this is the end product. And this end product, Michelle, made her about $80,000. I used to tell people $30,000, Elsa, because she told me, Steve, I did exactly what you taught me. I did the interview with the loan officer and I had somebody type in, I have 800,000 in equity. I want to buy a place for $1.4 million. The guy who typed in, she didn't know it came from his old client list. He ended up financing him. He edified her. She got the listing, represented him in the purchase. Put 2.2 million on the board. But she says to me, Steve, that was just one of about 6 deals I got off of this one. All of them over 600,000. So I made about 80,000 for 14 minutes work as far as I'm concerned. Who out there would do this if I give you a duffel bag of cash, 20 grand in it? Who would fire up a Facebook Live with their loan officer for 20 grand cash? Can I see a raise of hands? Come on, people. Money's not everything, but it cushions the down spots. All right. I'm not going to give you the cash, but I want you to do it because this will work for you. If it's worked for her, it'll work for you. But there's that fear factor. Once I give you the confidence, once you go through the course on how to interview people on Facebook Live, give it a go. And it's going to work so well for you that you're going to do it a lot like she does it a lot. We had over 22 people watch it. We have that killer caption there. We had 1,300 people view it for at least 10 seconds. And I told you a success story. Another kind of video you need in your artillery, and here it is. Between now and March 1st, write this one down. I want everybody to get Michelle or Anne-Marie. I want you to get them 2 testimonial videos. I want 2 videos from clients, ideally one from a buyer, one from a seller. Seller saying, hey, this is Steve. I did business with Laura Perry. I had my house listed with one of those discounters. They couldn't sell it. Laura sold it in a week, multiple offers. Skip the discounters, deal with Laura Perry. Pay her 7%. She'll get you results. Now someone says, I don't want to pay more than 5%. You show them the video. They're like, how'd you do it? You say, that's my deluxe 7% program, but I like you. I'll do it for 6 if you sign now. Amal, you got a problem. You know what your problem is, Amal?
What is it?
Those girlfriends of yours, those friends of yours, those people, they're looking for property, and you tell them, I'll find you a list. And what do they tell you? Oh, I'm okay. I got realtor.com. We're driving neighborhoods. I'll call you if I see something. Have you met that person?
I actually got 2 clients already. So, but yes, I have.
So you get a video from one of your friends that you're working with that says, hey, I was using realtor.com. Everybody I called told me their houses were sold or didn't call me back at all. I got with them all, and she found me my dream house in less than a week. If you're looking for a house in Fairfax, skip the apps, deal with them all. She's awesome. Cha-ching. All right, so get video testimonials. They're real simple. Let me show you an example. The lady I'm showing you here, she gave me one. Here it is.
Hi, this is Lisa Hill, and I'm with Keller Williams Winter Park. This is my 4th Business Success Summit with Steve Black, and every time I come, I learn something new. And I have gone from 500 likes on my business page to 4,300.
Now at 5,400.
It's amazing. Everything that he has taught me has just increased my business. My production has tripled. I just can't thank him enough. It's a total awesome.
All right, so that she was raving about the seminar she went to. Here's the bad news. I won't be doing another seminar in Virginia until at least, 2024, 2025. And if you want to come, it's $700 for the day, and I'm going to teach you 5 modules. I'm going to give you a program today that's normally $2,500 for $278 if you're an action taker. Who's an action taker? Could I see a raise of hands? Are you just sitting here and taking notes? I'm going to give you a program that normally is about $2,500, that covers 24 modules for less than what she paid to go to the 1-day seminar. But before I open that up, and I've got a lot of you asking me about it, I want to show you about Instagram. So let's go to our Instagram page in the workbook, page 3. If you don't have this, write down these 3 things. With Instagram, number 1, you want to make it look great. Number 2, you want to think like a magazine editor. And number 3, you got to learn how to leverage Instagram stories. Instagram stories is how you're going to sell property, and you're going to sell lots of it. I have a 25-year-old agent in Central Florida selling $280,000 homes, made over $250,000 his 2nd year in real estate, all off of Instagram stories. All right. So let me show you what I mean by this. So if we went to my Instagram profile, first thing, I want a headshot. I know a lot of other people have other things, but you're in real estate. Claire, if I meet you at Starbucks and we have a conversation, you follow me, I follow you back when I see your picture. If it's a picture of your puppy, I don't know who I'm dealing with, especially if this handle doesn't match up with the person I just met. You want to have a nice bio. Now, the little hack to making your bio look good is use emojis and edit it in your notepad and then copy it into Instagram. In the workbook, it looks all squished up. Write this down. You're going to set up your account as a business account. Now, in Facebook, we have a personal profile and we have a business page. For most of you, I recommend 1 Instagram account. But some of you need to clean your stuff up. I looked at a few of your Instagrams, no offense to anybody, but they look like messy closets. There was no theme to it. Okay? The picture of your nephew's Tonka toy from 4 weeks ago, get it off of there. What does that have to do with a luxury brand in real estate? That was meant to be an Instagram story, not something that ends up on your wall forever, okay? So let me show you what I mean by a theme. This is a top producing agent out in California. He's doing over $500 million a year with his team. I didn't want to do the math. How much money did he make? 8 million last year, commissions, 10 million. But look at his theme. John, to me, this looks like Architectural Digest, right? Mostly about real estate, a little bit about himself, all right? So And then then what he has is he has up here, he has highlighted stories. See these are 24-hour stories. These are 24-hour stories from 3 years ago. But people that discover me can deeper and learn more about what I'm about. So think of it like this: current listings, recently sold, best restaurants in Fairfax, best parks, best golf courses, buyer tips, seller tips. Let's have a conversation and let's figure out what you want there. And what I love about stories is you can do these surveys that people vote on. It's a tremendous way to engage your audience. So let me just stop sharing and talk to you. Who are my Instagram users right now? Could I see a raise of hands? Okay. If you're not on Instagram, you're losing business. It's that simple. I believe Facebook's your focus, but with the smart younger demographic in Virginia where you're at, you got to be on Instagram as well. So those are the two. Somebody messaged me in the last webinar, what about TikTok? Well, TikTok, if you have extra time, you're going to focus on that. But all these 40-year-olds to 80-year-olds, maybe 5% of them are on TikTok. 95% of them are on Facebook. So that's why I want Facebook to be your focus, but Instagram needs to come into play. Michelle, I had an 83-year-old agent named Betty down in Sarasota. She went to my one-day seminar back in 2018 in December. She says, Steve, I've wanted to do social media. I just never clicked with anybody. You talk my language. I want to join up with you. So she gave me her credit card, joined my business success series, my $2,500 flagship program, where she's able to do 24 modules from the safety of her home. I threw in the social media calendar, let her be a part of the Facebook group, gave her a consulting call, all that. Anyways, she's an action taker. So she calls me on 2 weeks after she signs up, and she's like, Steve, my nephew set up my Instagram. I've got 300 followers. It's my attorney. It's my clients from 12 years ago. It's my pastor from my church. She goes, what do I do now? I'm like, you have the following started. Now let's post something. She's like, what do I post? I go, do a picture of your Happy New Year's hat, make a funny face, say Happy New Year's to 300 people. Don't have to make 300 phone calls. Anne Marie, she's like, that makes sense. I'll do it. I go, also do the survey on page 6 of the workbook. And Willie, she's like, what should my survey be? I'm like, why don't you ask them who's planning to move this year? It's that simple, people. Angelique, did the light bulb go off? I see you writing, right? Go on Instagram, say Happy New Year's. Who's planning to move in 2019 or 2021, right? Kimberly, she calls me up 4 days later. She goes, Steve, I did the survey. It says 17 people voted yes, they want to move. What do I do now? I'm like, we're going to start by sending them a direct message. Since they're following you, you can message them. Don't ask for a pound of flesh. Just say, I see I voted yes. You voted yes to moving. Tell me more about your plans to move. Smiley face, right? Friendly, conversational. Kimberly, 8 of the 17 messaged back their plan. Well, if my husband loses his job, then we're going to go ahead and sell. We're going to downsize, but we don't know what our house is worth. I can help, right? I said the people that didn't respond, Angelique, if you have their number, since you know them, call them, text them, get with them, meet them at Denny's for coffee. I don't care. Just get with them. They want to move. She's an action taker. Willie, I checked in with her October 1st, 10 months later, she did 9 deals. Anne Marie, her broker calls me crying. She's like, I appreciate what you did for Betty. I know it's a challenge. She's older. I go, it's what I do. She goes, she hadn't sold a house in 14 months. Now she sold 9. She goes, you extended her career for 10 years. She goes, if she just did that one strategy, she could probably make $100,000 a year. I go, more. So everybody, that's the cost of not doing it. I threw it out there. I baited the line. You know what? We got 40 people here. I had 6 people raise their hand that they were action takers. You don't want to get off this webinar and not take action. You know, I've given you your goals. Either do it with me or without me. But I want to wrap this up. I got a lot of you asking me questions about our program. Does anybody have any questions about the content we covered? Anybody? If you do, unmute yourself. I'll be happy to answer your questions while I'm with you real time. So now what I'd like you to do, if you don't have any questions, is go to page 1. If you don't have page 1, just give yourself some scores. Here's our scale, 2 to 9. 2 means you don't know what you're doing, but you're coachable and you're an action taker. 1 means, you know what the 1, nobody's a 1 that's here, Michelle, because they showed up. The 1s are the agents that made excuses not to be here. They're nice people, but I can't help them because they didn't sit in. And nobody's a 10. So, you know, maybe you have a Facebook personal profile, you got 1,000 friends, you're a 5, your business page is struggling, you've only got 200 likes, you're a 3, but you got one set up. You know, video, you're thinking about doing it, but you've never done it, you're a 2. You know, Instagram, yeah, but I'm not getting any business off of it. Well, then you're 2 or 3. And virtual selling skills. Do you know how to do a Facebook Live like a pro? When I broadcast in my RV or I broadcast from my office, it looks the same. It looks great. One of the reasons it looks great, I have a light ring. I have the computer up high. There's little things you need to learn. So give yourself a score 2 to 9. Now look at your scores and be honest with yourself. If you got better at these, just 2 points better at each of these, would you sell more houses? Irene, 15% of the people you know will move, and 100% could be giving you referrals. So if you just got a little better at this stuff, you don't have to be perfect, but you get a little better, you can make an extra $50 or $100 or $200,000 a year just by being a little better than the person in the cubicle next door. So here's what I have for you. Everybody write this down. This is the only place on the planet you can get this, okay? We don't have it on the website. We don't, write this down. Write down businesssuccesstraining.com. So that's 3 words, businesssuccesstraining.com/webinar offer. And this is the 90% off link. I'm going to put that in the chat box for you if you just want to copy and paste it. Here's the 90% off link. This is what you get. And we only have 8, and we have like 40 people on the call. So if you want me to reserve you one, put reserve me one and include your cell number. That way, if it sells out, my assistant will at least get you signed up, because this thing automatically shuts off once 8 people sign up for it. All right, you're gonna get basically 24 90-minute sessions over the next 12 months. 12 of them are ready for you to go right now, like how to do a virtual open house, how to use your profile as a Rolodex, how to do Facebook Live. So you could go really fast if you want, or you could go slow. The second Monday, write that down, the second Monday of the month, at 4 p.m. Virginia time, I broadcast the live session like today, only it's 90 minutes. Today's like 45 minutes. Sometimes we go 2 hours. So plan from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. the second Monday of the month. So this January 11th, which is this Monday, we're going to do how to set up your marketing and your business plan. We're going to have top producers sharing what's working for them and their plan. And we're going to have conversation. It's going to be incredible. That alone, in my opinion, is worth the price of the program. You're going to get our training vault, which shows you how to do the tech stuff, like upload your database into Facebook, how to run a Facebook ad. You're going to be part of our private Facebook group. And I set this up so that, you know, I could train people, I could ask questions, we could have, you know, support. But what it's morphed into is a referral network. I've got Weichert agents from New Jersey. I've got Weichert agents from Pennsylvania. I've got Weichert agents from Florida in my program. You know, and so you want to meet those people and set up a referral situation. Does that make sense to you? I had one agent got 4 deals out of the group last year. So what'd they make? 40 grand because they're part of the group. And this all kicks off with a strategy call with myself or Karen, where we're going to get you on a Zoom. We're going to look at what you're doing. We're going to say, this is good. Keep doing more of this. You need to do a 180 here. You can't even put a value on what that's worth, but we charge $200 if you want that a la carte. First 8 people get it included. So these are the prices if you're a procrastinator. Just call my office tomorrow, order any of these things, or order the whole thing for $2,400. If you're an action taker, you get it for $278. You get 1 year access. I'm doing this to get my name out there in Fairfax with Wykert and make you my next success story. I'm not doing this to make a lot of money. People in my niche, like Tom Ferry, they charge about $7,200 for something like this. Craig Proctor would charge over $10,000 for this program. And what I recommend you do is you check this box when you come over to order, because that gives you a second year for only $100, because a year goes by like this and things are always changing. And the next year we give you the option to upgrade to extend your program for $1,399. But if you do it today, if you're in a position to do it today, you get for $100. Why not, right? It's tax deductible. If you need installments, yeah, Jane, I'll save one for you, whether it sells out or not. I would encourage you just to move forward with it, people. This is fully guaranteed. So you sign up today, you have until Saturday to cancel it. Even if you download the electronic calendar, all that, we aren't going to ding you. You get your money back, okay? I've never had anybody take advantage of it, but we do offer it. This is not wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So get signed up. If you need installments, I know the holidays just happened. Some of you are a little short on cash. They don't have it on the form, but you can text me. Write my cell number down, Steve Black, 407-790-1141. Like if you did the 1-year program over 4 months, it'd be $69 now and $69 every 30 days for 4 months. Or I could do the 2-year program, I don't know, for $85, it'd be $84. But if you need installments, text me and we'll work something out. I'm happy to work with you. I don't want you to miss out on the training. Anybody have any questions for me on business, sales, or success? I just want to talk to you quickly about your attitude. Michelle, can you unmute yourself? What are 1 or 2 things that I talked about that you think are really relevant to what the agents need to be, just take to increase your sales by 50 to 200%?
The engagement. I think too many people set and forget. So you gotta work that engagement, and that's going to be something that you brought up. That the figuring out how is the best way to engage with people online, and making sure to pick up that phone call when you have that phone number.
You better believe it. And like that happens in your first webinar. Some of you are messaging me saying, I signed up and I didn't get my password. You got to give me about 20 minutes to get off the call. Okay. And then I'll activate you. I'll personally send you a text. So you have my cell number. And that way, if you ever have any questions, you're not dealing with support, you're dealing with me. But I have people message me all the time. Well, I'm thinking about doing this ad. Should I do this one or that? I'm like, send me a screenshot and we go from there. Here's what your members area is going to look like when you log in. You'll have a private password and portal. You can do this on an iPad. You can do it on your cell phone. I had a lady the other day. She said, my doctor made me wait an hour. I did your class. I'm really excited to use it. The first thing you do is you watch the walkthrough video. Then you join the private Facebook group. You put the next webinar on your calendar, which is January 11th. By the way, if you miss that, it is always recorded. You're going to schedule your strategy call with myself or Karen. That takes about a month to get on the calendar. The next thing I would do is I would probably download the social media calendar, get that up so you can start customizing it, because I do want that done within about 2 weeks. There's also the image folders, the questions. There's a whole bunch of resources there for you. This stuff that you see, this is like the tech stuff. Like if you don't know how to use LinkedIn, this shows you everything from how to open an account to how to do advanced searches. It goes from basic to advanced real quick. They're short. They're like an hour, and they're broke up into 20 little 2-minute videos. But the good stuff is right here. And this is write this down. For my assistant said we only have 2 left. So thank you for those of you that registered. I will see you in the Facebook group, and I'll get you your password. If you want to do it, go to Business Success Training / webinar offer. Put that in again. All right. Yeah, I'm happy to do installments, but you have to text me. Somebody just said, I want to do it, but I need the installments. All right. So what you do, write this down. The first one you're going to want to do, like Michelle said, create these conversations. So the first one you're going to want to do is the webinar called Personal Strategy, How to Use Facebook as Your New Rolodex. And remember this, people, if you have 19 conversations with homeowners, you're going to get a listing. You have 38 conversations, you're going to get 2 listings. So a 4-day-a-week strategy moving forward, put something that's interesting on social media, turn them into 5 offline conversations with homeowners. Do that 4 days a week and you'll do a deal a week. The second one I would do to put money in your bank account by March or April would be this one, which is how to do Facebook Lives. Because the quicker you learn to do the Facebook Live from your business page, like the monthly market update, the more people that are going to come out of the woodwork from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 3 months ago, and say, hey, it's great to see you. I've been meaning to call. I have a referral for you, or I have something I want you to do. The one I would do third is this one right here called virtual event promotion. And that's going to show you how to do those virtual open houses. As Anne-Marie said, when she was with me in the waiting room, if you don't know how to do them, you got to learn how to do them. Anne-Marie, are you still with us? I know you've been on and off, or at least off my screen. If you tell me what you think the agent's biggest takeaway was today. All right. The one I do after that would probably be go to the top, do the overall social media. But I'll put this all in a list to you and I'll text it to you so that you have a path to roll on. Some agents do this in 30 days, the stuff that's here. Some agents take a year to go through this stuff. But, we're always here to help and give advice. So I want to wrap this up. Bye, Kimberly. All right. So those of you that signed up, give me a few minutes. I'll get you registered. We're down to our last system. So whoever wants it, go get it. Or write in the chat box, reserve me the last system. I'll save it for you. I just want to finish the workshop with this last part here. So if you don't have the sheet, write down 5 things that you do in the morning. It's called the 59 minutes of terrific. Write down number 1 in the morning, write down positive affirmation. Did you wake up this morning and say, my back hurts? Or did you wake up and say, I'm happy to be alive? Today will be terrific. Irene, you say, good morning, God, or good God, it's morning. It's a choice. Number 2, write down, drink a lot of water. I've made health my priority, Michelle, and over the holidays and all that traveling around the country, I put on a few pounds. So I know what to do to lose weight. It isn't the celery diet. It's start hydrating and number 3, exercise. So number 3, exercise every morning for 30 minutes. And I know the weather's iffy right now in Virginia, but there's plenty of nice days. Throw your coat on, do a 15-minute walk in your neighborhood with your dog. You might even meet some homeowners. And if you live in a bad neighborhood, walk fast. Number 4, write down, feed your mind. It's so important in our uncertain world to put good stuff in your head. And this isn't a political statement of any sort, but so many people are absorbed with the Weather Channel. They're absorbed with the news. Don't spend your life watching other people do their stuff. Put good stuff in. You're in your car, 400 hours a year. What if you were streaming my marketing ideas? Would you get a little better? You're listening to Tony Robbins. Would you get a little better? You would. And the last number 5 is gratitude journal. Michelle, I told you about this at the last class, and I'm going to re-edify it. Every day, wake up, thank God, thank your universe that you're alive, that you're happy, that you're healthy. I wrote down, I'm grateful I got to talk to my mom one more time because she's been having some health issues. I wrote down, I'm grateful my 9-year-old lab, who's a cancer survivor, is with me and healthy. And I wrote down, I'm grateful to Michelle and Anne-Marie for having me out today in Wykert, Virginia, for the support they're giving you. 1%, just jot down grow, grow, grow a little bit every day. This can be overwhelming. I've shown you what successful people are doing. I need more time with you to show you the step-by-step on how to do that. And I put the program in front of you. The 444, write down, I'd like everybody in 2021 to find 4 great books to read. I'm reading a book right now called The Book of Joy by the Dalai Lama. I lay last webinar, she goes, I read 50 Shades of Grey. Does that count? I said, depends on your marketing strategy. I said, Irene, well, how are you getting those listings? So put good stuff into your head, read books. Second 4, audiobooks. Who listens to audiobooks in their car? Right? Podcasts. Don't be subjected to people's programming. Program yourself for success. Our stuff plays on iPads, on phones, by the swimming pool, and on the buses, whatever. And the last 4 is learning programs. I'm not the only game out there. I know I'm the best value, especially today with the discount. But I mean, call Tom Ferry if he's more your guy. But you know, his program like this is about $7,200. A guy named Craig Proctor does a good job, more techie, but you know, that's 10 grand a year. My program's today, 278 for the year, even less if you get the 2-year program for 398. But that's just part of what you do. Write down 3% self-development budget. When you do your taxes next year, you're going to be able to write this off. So your investment, even if you got the 2-year program, $399, your investment ends up being like $120 a year. It's no brainer. So identify what you need to improve. Again, here's our goals. Number 1, write down, I'll get my social media calendar up and running within the next 2 weeks. Number 2, I will get a business page with a video cover and 1,000 likes by April. And maybe number 3, I'll get a Instagram up and running by June with at least 1,000 followers. If you did those 3 things, you're going to sell an extra 6 to 12 houses next year. And in English, that means you'll make an extra 50 to 100,000. So if you're making even 50,000 extra a year in the next 5 years, that's $250,000. And that's the cost of not doing anything. If you get off this webinar and you don't at least take action, preferably action to join up with me, I believe it costs you at least $250,000. And I'm asking for 2 hours a month, and I'm asking for a little bit of money. So anybody have any questions before I go? All right. So those of you that need the Mimi, I'll save you one. For those of you that want me to save you one, do go and order it, okay? All I'm doing with the save me one is if I don't see you with the order, my staff will reach out to you and get you the last spot. We do have one more online. So go to businesssuccesstraining.com/webinar offer. Anybody that needs installments, just text me. I'll be happy to hook you up. I'm done. Michelle, closing words from you.
Steve, I just appreciate your time. Thank you for coming in. You've got everybody focused on their social media, things that they definitely probably can tweak a little bit and improve on. And if not, get started on. So I appreciate that. And I hope that people will sign up to work with you. It looks like you've got some great content, and have a great 2021.
Hey, everybody, we talked about success. We talked about money. Here's your number 1 goal for 2021, Willie. Be happy. And unless you're learning, you're not growing. Unless you're growing, you're not truly happy. Unless you're happy, what else is there? If you come to Florida, look me up. Take care. Blessings to everybody. Stay healthy. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.